Hello everybody, welcome back to Language, Litigation, and Integration Part 49, Casual Conversations 14. I was just laughing, reflecting on some actually genuinely fucking hilarious stories from about 7th grade. So it's story time for today. No current events. I got some biology and stuff I want to talk about, but I was laughing to myself quite a bit this morning. So I told you again, 7th grade, I told you about the library story, the Scholastic Book Fair prank. Right around that same time, there was a lot more other interesting things, right? That's what, 7th grade, 2007, I'd been literally like 13, 14 years old. So pretty much the initiation start of puberty. So I got some funny stories about when a bunch of 7th graders discover sex. And I call it the savages of 7th grade. So literally in 7th grade, we had a teacher, again in our school, 7th and 8th grade, again you still stayed with everyone, like you had a homeroom class, you went to every subject class with, but you would change teachers. And that might be different for a lot of people who just like have more of like a high school type curriculum even in grade school or in 7th and 8th grade. And for those not in the United States, 7th and 8th grade is the last grades before high school. But I forget what we had to do, just some sort of journal writing, just like once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, write a journal entry, and then if you wanted to share, you could go up in front of the class and share. And so we had a teacher, Mrs. Rollins, and in 7th grade we did a lot of vocab, right? I'm sure a lot of people out there had did their vocab homework, right? And she would always say, like, if we could do some of the vocab writing assignments in writing, well then we could do it orally. And as 7th graders, anytime, again as a proven theorem at 28, when people don't know what they're talking about, they talk about sex. When you're in 7th grade and when you're 13 and 14, you certainly notice. So every time, that was a big thing in 7th grade, every time our teacher would say, let's do it orally, eyes would shoot around the room. Do you guys hear that? Do you guys hear that? So my old buddy Matt, he decides again, as a 7th grader, completely oblivious. The 7th graders, we're the ones that discovered what sex was. Nobody else has ever made a joke about sex before. Never. That's our mindset at the time. My old buddy Matt, on one of these writing assignments for the vocab, it might not have been vocab, it might just be like, the teacher would say, let's do it orally when we were doing the vocab assignments, but then we just had some journal writing for whatever topics, current events, whatever. And it was about the time of the NCAA tournament. So my buddy Matt literally goes up into the front of the room, straight-faced as can be, and his opening line is, it was a tie game between Oral Roberts and Morehead State, and they were tied 69 to 69. Well, literally reads that line, and then the teacher just goes, Matt, have a seat. Would you want Father... Well, I forget, Catholic school, we had some sort of like priest, in-house father. Would you want Father, whoever, to hear that? Dude goes up into, like, again, the teacher's, I don't know, 45. 7th graders are the one discovered sex. Goes up and reads that line in front of the entire classroom. Immediately gets asked to sit down. Literally the same class in Mrs. Rollins' class. The Legend of Patrick Travis. Another time, again, I don't know what, but you could just raise your hand and, I don't know, say a riddle. We're just doing riddles. and Patrick Travis raises his hand and stands up and says, what's long, hard, and full of semen? To which I believe a girl named Abby actually answered correctly and said a submarine. But this was also right in front of Mrs. Rollins. And then, so, those are just some 2 quick stories, but ongoing, every time, I told you about how I destroyed my buddy Chris's assignment notebook, well, I would keep a track. I forget exactly what I tracked, but I certainly, the girl Abby, I was counting Abby's retarded questions, just a girl that would raise her hand a bunch and just ask a question, like anyone who sits in the front of the room and asks a question to make the teacher validate that they know something by the question they asked. And she knew about it. It wasn't like a mean thing. It was just like she knew about it. She thought it was funny too. And I also had, I said there was like 4 or 5 things I was tracking, but it was Abby's retarded questions and how many times Mrs. Rollins said, let's do this orally. And so I forget what happened, but one day Mrs. Rollins finds my assignment notebook and sends me home with this like cartoon strip thing about like being mean, calling people retarded. And as a 7th grader, as a 28-year-old, if you ask a retarded question, I'm going to call your question retarded. but she found my assignment notebook and sent me home with a moral comic. I think it was like Hobbes and whatever the popular comic was. And so those were some more fun stories from 7th grade. Another one, actually, Patrick Travis had a twin brother, Alex. And in the same, we had one of our other 7th grade teachers, Mrs. Ford. She had a quote, again, to a bunch of 7th graders. At one point she said something like, the class wasn't paying attention, and then she says, do I have to stand up here naked to get you guys to pay attention? And then later in the class, she also had, like, we were doing some science demonstration, and in the thing, and she goes, and then I make it rain. And it was like, again, Make It Rain was a popular song about the 2007 times. But this is all stories from about the same time. And so another, let me make sure I'm still rolling. And all of these stories are in school. This next one is out of school, but also in 7th grade time at a Catholic school, you could raise your hand and give special intentions. And as the intellectual that I've always been, I would always just raise my hand and just pray for, like, literally I would find like 3 or 4 different people and list off every female relative I knew of them. I'm talking like 5 to 10 people. So every morning just raise your hand and give, I have special intentions, and then just list off all of the people of a certain individual you thought was hot, just to let them know that you're really praying for them in the name of Jesus. But those are all stories from literally in school. But again, 7th grade, either 7th or 8th grade, same exact time frame. During these, the NCAA basketball games, this is the time frame again. I think I got my first cell phone in 7th grade, winter of 7th grade. But we're all just starting to get cell phones. And so, like I said, I was an athlete, played sports my whole life. Typically go out to eat with your family, friends, after games and tournaments and whatnot. And not kidding you. Literally every single fucking time during the NCAA basketball tournament, which is, you can imagine, is a lot of times, a basketball team would get to 69, literally every single one of us would run up to the screen and start taking pictures. Literally right in front of our parents, like they don't have sex. Like they've never thought about sex before. And just looking back on that, I mean, like literally we'd be in Davy Busters or BW3s, and then 69 flashes on the board, and then like 27th graders run up and start taking a picture of it. And everyone, again, to us, it's like nobody else knows what's going on to this big secret 69 sex symbol thing. right in front of our parents. And so that's a little prelude to this other great interaction we had. And so this is literally the same time frame we're doing that. Always been a big fan of movies. Always like to set up going to movies with a bunch of people, even like before we could drive. Again, this is being able to drive a car. So if you're from Columbus, Ohio, we would go to the Hollywood theaters, kind of like on Westerville Road in Dempsey type of area, if you know Columbus at all. But we go to movies rather frequently. Again, I forget which one we were seeing exactly. Maybe Titanic, like one of the remastered ones, or maybe not. I don't know. I can't remember what exact movie we're going to. I was with my buddy Tim. I was with my buddy Brennan. Maybe Ryan. I don't know. But certainly Tim. Certainly Brennan. And we go, maybe Garrett, and we go into the Hollywood theaters. And again, my mom's dropping us off. And again, she had to buy the tickets for PG-13 or maybe something to that effect. But we go into the movie theater. And my mom sees one of her friends or a coworker or an associate of some sort, and they're talking, small talk, and then she was coming out of a movie, we were going into a movie, and the lady goes to my mom again as 14-year-olds, as we're literally running up to every time we see 69 on a scoreboard to take a picture. My mom just asked the lady, how's the movie? She was giving her a general plot overview, and then the lady goes, like in front of us, there's no sex. Like 14-year-olds can't spell 3-letter words, and pretty much the only thing we're thinking about the entire time is the sex. I want to be accurate. I don't think we didn't roar into laughter, but we literally looked at each other like, yo, you don't think we know what the sex is, yo? We're 14. You don't think we can spell? So it was fucking starkly hilarious at the time as a 14-year-old looking back, like, what level of cluelessness does a grown-ass woman have to spell? Think of 14-year-olds not thinking about sex constantly, and more importantly, can't spell a 3-letter word. Oh, so that had me absolutely laughing this morning, and a couple other funny stories, and a little bit seen a lot about how the woke cancel culture talks or treats people today. I'm gonna tell you some stories about how the woke mob of people older than me treated me when I was in high school. A couple more stories. And I actually have not watched this clip back yet, but I think I trailed off. I told you about the legend of Patrick Travis. Alex Travis was his twin brother, which I also sat next to in 7th grade. And just another quick story. I forget what I had drawn on there. Probably just dicks. So I mean, you can't go wrong with some dicks in 7th grade. So another just bookmark, one of the leftover bookmarks from the fair. I had drawn something on it, or probably called somebody retarded on it again. And the Mrs. Ford found it, and the Alex Travis did not rat me out. So shout out to Chris and to Alex Travis for being real OGs and not ratting me out to Mrs. Ford in the 7th grade. But now some how the woke mob before the woke mob tried to strike me down for my terrible behavior with friends. So in high school I had a friend named Alice, very pretty lady, and I don't know, like I said, we were always flirtatious. I was flirtatious with her, and she wasn't into me, but we were good friends. We were good friends. Like, I don't know, for a while, sophomore to like junior year in high school, I'd like squirt her under the table, like literally at lunch table, just like take a water bottle, you know, the ones where you could like get like a mist on it if you like popped it in your face a little bit, those types of water bottles. And I would just squirt it at Alice and say like, hey Alice, how wet are you? And she'd be like, oh, I'm just so wet. So like we were very flirtatious, good friends. But one day, you know, I was always flirting with Alice, and this is high school. At this point we have different classrooms, you're not with the same class throughout the day. And Alice had forgotten her notebook or just some other book in one of the classrooms, and I was the one, I was in the next classroom, found it, knew who it was going to go give it to her. And so, again, as you've seen throughout many of my videos, I'm extremely politically correct. I'm extremely respectful when I get disrespected. I'm extremely just for the social justice. And so I get the notebook or whatever, the book that I'm giving back to Alice, and I go into whatever room she's in at the current time, and this is a teacher, I don't even remember her name, but not a teacher that I had in high school, and I literally just start going like this. Hello, this book for Alice Hall. Book for Alice Hall. She's Chinese or Cantonese. Alice Hall for Alice Hall. The kids in the room, the other students kind of chuckled, Alice laughs, and the teacher just gets fucking livid. And again, I'm very good friends with Alice, and the teacher's just like, do you want me to report that? Do you want me to send him to the principals? Do you want me to write him up for that egregious racism? And Alice is like, no. And this teacher was just, again, I was like, whoa. And I didn't know the teacher, and again, very good friends with Alice, 0% racist, talked to her like that all the time. And the teacher was just literally ready to burn me at the fucking stake for being a terrible racist. I'm a terrible racist, and I am still the most profound scapegoat ever. So, again, I'm not an alpha male. I am very intelligent, but I got scapegoated by a bunch of people who can't do anything. But that, again, this was a teacher. I was a high school student with my friend, trying to make friends, making a joke with friends, and a teacher was like, social justice, don't be a racist, and it was just like a very casual joke. So that was the time I had butchered, I made a very good Cantonese accent in front of a teacher in high school. Another funny story involving Alice. Alice might not even know this one. Your homegirl did you dirty, Alice, but it didn't work because I fucked up. So, one day in high school, Again, trying to see some titties. I mean, that's a very respectable move in life, is to try to see some titties. So me and my buddy Tim invite over my friends Alice and Olivia, and we're gonna play some strip poker. Obviously, it was kind of like the thing we were doing at the time. Just trying to get the bitches into some strip poker. Again, friends, not being degrading. And if I am, not to be degrading them, but I'm never politically correct, never. But so we invite over Olivia and Alice for the strip poker. Olivia can't play because she has a boyfriend, and so me being the card counting intellectual that I am, I'm not a card counting intellectual, I decide, let's just stack the fucking deck and try to get Alice naked. Obviously brain blaster ideas. And so obviously Tim's in on it, and even better, Olivia's in on it. So, we're just playing strip poker. We're kind of down to our underwear, and then now's the time to stack the deck to get the titties out, So we stacked the deck. I forget what happened, but it was like Olivia called Alice over here to talk for a little bit so I could stack the deck. And remember, Olivia's not playing because she's got a boyfriend. And so we stack the deck, and then they come back to the table. I deal the cards. Well, Olivia was playing, but she wasn't stripping. She was playing cards, but she wasn't stripping. And no, she wasn't even playing cards at this point. And I deal her into the hand. So the stacking of the deck gets all fucked up. And so Alice, if you're watching this, I don't know if you would be watching this, but your homegirl Olivia was 100% in on it, and I fucked it up. Dealt in 4 hands when there should have been 3, was gonna see some titties, and saw no titties. It was a terrible, terrible, terrible tragedy. So those are, again, one funny story about getting canceled by a teacher, joking with a friend, and fucking up strip poker. One more quick story, another devastation. I was banned from another Reddit thread. This one was the Marvel Studio Reddit thread, and I posted, where did I post? What is that? What was my stuff? Where was this at? Oh. I literally posted a video into Reddit Marvel Studios thread, and it said my review of the Eternals movie. And then it was just, I got permanently banned instantly. So I messaged the moderators, why was I permanently banned for posting a movie review? You were permanently banned for spam and self-promotion, which is against Reddit rules. Spam. I posted the link under the movies Reddit and the Marvel Studios Reddit. That's 2 types. That's not spam. And self-promotion. I don't say subscribe to my YouTube channel. I don't even put subscribe. I don't even have a promotion. I just say here's my review because I'd like to do watching movies. But again, I offended some worthless person on the internet. And he says, read this. And it's just the self-promotion link. And I said, my link was posted on 2 relevant threads. Whatever. You're an internet bully and pushing people off of your own site. You're a bully and you're incompetent. To which they said, he's also ugly, don't forget that. Again, I'm trying to post a thing on the Reddit internet thing, and I'm just edgy weirdos who self-elect themselves as moderators. And put expected from a mod on Marvel Studios thread. And then they say, has a massive penis, from what I've heard though. Again, real professional stuff. And it says, then I say, don't self-promote like that, you might get banned. Don't tell me you have a massive penis, don't self-promote like that, Reddit moderators. And then I say, you banned me for spam, then told me how big your dick is. Why did I get banned from this subreddit? And then it says, and then he says, I think you answered your own question. No, again, you're a beta male again, I'm not an alpha male. I'm a scapegoat. I'm the person that exists and people cannot understand or accept that I exist. So they torture me. I think you answered your own question. No, I didn't. I just posted a movie review. And then I said, I think you're offended and wrong. Answer your own question. I posted a well-thought-out movie review. Why did you ban me? And then I said, to which they didn't respond. Then I said, I quoted, I think you answered your own question. LOL, you're a Reddit mod. Why don't you kill yourself? And again, I say that to friends and to anybody as a genuine, if you're being stupid, that is what I say to you. That is a normal human biological thing to say. Go fucking kill yourself. And he goes, hey, we're the ones offended, LOL. You're so triggered. No. As a biologist, I don't care who lives and who dies. If you cannot behave, die the fuck off. Actually, legitimately, for real. But Again, not angry, not mad. People do not know how to behave. There's 9% emotional investor maturity. This is the most immature and stagnated society ever. There's a lot of people going to live in the future that will thank me for changing the sentiment faster. You cannot behave, fucking kill yourself. But again, that's like the big community thing. You can't, and that's like on every Reddit thread. If you say kill this, kill yourself, that is the normal biological response. Everyone thinks it whether you vocalize it or not. And so, and again, I don't say that as any other way. I used to have friends, and I would say that again. That was one of the most common things I would ever fucking say to anybody. Because that's how you tell people they're being fucking stupid. But I got banned from another Reddit thread. It was just another travesty. Can't post on Reddit Marvels. What a weird website. What an honestly, Reddit, I hope you fucking go out of business, I really fucking do. And it's also, it's so hilarious to see just how many pathetic fucks are on this website. Every comment section is like, oh, tax the rich people by people who know no economics. Oh, I went from 500 pounds to 400 pounds, and everyone's like, we believe you and you can do it. And then the next ones are like, oh, I want some free shit. And the next one's like, oh, I'm so moral and so great. Reddit is just an absolute hellhole of people who have never made a decision in their life, and they're 100% willing to judge you and to mock you and to antagonize you 10 million times over. And the fun thing is being a scapegoat, antagonizing me does not bother me. When you set the rules, I abide by them. Then when I win, you change the rules. I'm holding all the cards and niggas want to play chess now. So, stuff like that. But again, the world continues to not progress. All you have to do is click publish on a piece of paper, $1 million cash offer. There's no chance sentiment will change until you publish my paper. That is the one thing you need to do to change shit. But those are, again, some honestly fucking hilarious stories. I was laughing. I was weak this morning laughing at this shit. Got a bunch more stories. See you on the next episode.